Speaking of the Eagles last night, where does that, in the Nick Sirianni era, where does that rank in terms of embarrassing defeats? It has to be up there.
I mean, it's certainly top 5. If you want to include 2021, that loss to the Raiders was really bad in Las Vegas. What?
Top 5.
Last
in terms
night?
Of embarrassing losses?
Yeah, I think so.
It was rough.
I got 5 losses just from 2023.
Yeah, but I think 2023, there were bad losses in there for sure. I do think this has a feeling of, it feels like 2023, and a feeling of, it was an eye-opening loss for me. Like, it was a loss where this thing is broken. It does not mean it can't be put back together. Nick's good at putting things back together. They have the 10 days to do it. But that product on the field is a broken team. Like, I don't want to hear anything about scheme from anybody. This is not about running more from under center. This team is broken at the core right now. They can't do anything well. They're playing sloppy. And, like, they got to put it back together. And so we'll see if they can do it. But this is not, like, I have my idea of who is the most to blame, but this is not one person.
Keeping secrets?
Well, I think it's Jalen. Jalen was awful last night.
Awful?
Well, all right, awful strong. I gave him a D. I gave him a D. He was really bad.
Well, you started an F, by the way.
Yeah.
I upped him from an F to a D. Because I do think there were some encouraging signs in the passing game.
He played well in the first half.
Yeah, but then when you miss that Devontae throw, when you make the interception, and he's doing it again where there are plays to be made that he is not making. And it's not the ones that are obvious like Devontae. Like I think it was the third quarter, they're 5 yards from the end zone. AJ is open for a touchdown, and it's not the interception play. It's another one where if Jalen just throws it when AJ cuts, it's a touchdown. But instead, he holds it. He's looking that way. He scrambles to the right, and he ends up throwing it out of the back of the end zone to Saquon. There's just too many times where guys are open, and Jalen's not throwing it.
Okay. Guys or AJ? Because it seems like Dallas Goedert gets all his targets.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, so I would say AJ. Yeah, I would say AJ. Yeah, because Goddard's open, Devontae, yeah.
So here, all I'm doing is trying to workshop this thing because I think it's more of a them issue.
AJ and Jalen.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So can we go from AJ being upset about not getting targets to possibly he's pissed the quarterback off to where he don't want to throw him the ball anymore? You cause all this noise around the team, around the passing game, which indirectly is having fingers pointed at me, and everybody wants to blame me for you not getting the ball. You think at some point the quarterback gets pissed off about this? Like, in other words, would Kevin Patullo get pissed off if everything was being pointed at him like he's the reason? I would imagine yes. Now, he's not going to say it. He's not going to say it, but he's going to get irritated by that when he knows he's putting all his work in to put these schemes in, to put these plays in, and to have them go out there and run them and execute them, only to be viewed as you're the problem with the team. You're the first-year OC. You don't know what you're doing. I'm only saying this to say is that we need to start thinking about the trickle-down effect of AJ's unhappiness as an individual player and what that's doing. Now, the quarterback, because he's been thrown in the eye of the storm, right? I don't know. I'm seeing times when he looks there and he won't throw the ball.
I agree, yeah.
So subconsciously, maybe he don't want to throw the ball to AJ. I don't know that.
Yeah, that's a question only he could answer, right?
Exactly. All I'm saying is that's the type of stuff that needs to be worked out, and that's why their relationship and whether or not they are getting along does matter. Because, I'll say it, subconsciously, this may be happening. I'm not forcing the ball to AJ. You know, what happened in Tampa? They were running the offense in the first half. They come out in the second half. Now, all of a sudden, we're going to force A.J. Brown the ball. He almost threw an interception once or twice in that game.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if the quarterback has gotten fed up with all this. Even though he's been speaking the company line, I'm wondering, is he being affected by this thing about A.J. not getting the football?
Yeah, so Jalen's one of the hardest players I've covered to get a read on, but would it shock me if he was annoyed by all this? Of course not.
He's human, right?
He's getting asked all these questions about it, right? Obviously, him and AJ don't seem to have a great relationship, so it's not like it's his friend doing this, right? Like, if a friend was doing it, you could almost be like, all right, man, like, you could talk about it and text or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know if Jalen's annoyed by it. I would just guess he would because it seems like an annoying situation to be in. But I just think on the field right now, they're just not operating at anywhere close to the level they need to operate at. And
we all agree with that.
We all agree with that. The question is, how do you turn it around? And I think there's layers to it. Like the offensive line, I thought actually had good stretches last night. Brett Toth did not play well. Like he hurt them last night.
In pass pro, they played pretty well. I thought running wise, I
agree with that.
It didn't look good. I mean, when I went through it again, aside from those first couple of runs with Saquon, every time he ran the ball, he was getting touched behind the line of scrimmage. Now, pass protection, that's part of the when you look at Jalen's stats, it looked fine from last night, right? Mm-hmm. But then you start looking at some of the completions, specifically in the second half. There's a lot of he has the ball for a long time, and that is one thing that is similar to previous years is him not doing it right away. So I think it's a few different things on there.
But all that being said, if he hits Devontae, they're only down 3 at that point. The defense was horrendous. So I know we don't talk about defense, or at least I don't talk about the defense. I don't seem to talk about
last night.
They were awful, right? And like
they were the reason they lost last night.
Yeah, they were definitely.
In my opinion, they were the number one reason why they lost last night.
They put him in a hole early, and this is the thing too. There's a lot of they're predictable on offense now, right? I think one of the reasons they become predictable is because they get put in predictable spots. 1st and 15, 1st and 20, down 10,
3rd and 8.
Yes, they're
they're
putting themselves in situations where, of course, they have to throw the ball. Right. Or if you're down 10, of course, you have to change how you do things. So, do I think that there are tendencies in the offense that are predictable? Yeah, but I think there probably always have been. Saquon said it last night. I thought it was perfectly put. We were predictable last year. Everyone knew we were running the ball. It didn't stop us because they executed better. Yeah. So I just think right now they are not executing. And that's not fun for people to hear because everyone loves these players, right? They won the Super Bowl last year. They are great players. They're not playing like great players right now. If you ignore last year, nobody would say anyone on this offense is top 5 at their position right now. None of them are playing like it. Yeah. So that's a hard truth to swallow, but that is what's happening with the team.
Yeah.
A weird defense thing. So Jalen Carter, the heel thing pops up in the middle of the week. And then he was on the field before the game with his agent before the game yesterday, and then they say he's out for the game. Did the agent say Jalen's not playing on this field? Or
I think Jalen has been hurt and he needs some time. It would not surprise me if he didn't play against the Vikings.
Okay.
I also think the turf last night did play into it. It's a bad turf. Everyone that had a leg thing, Quinion stopped playing the second he hurt his hamstring. I don't think they want people out on the field that have leg injuries. But no, I mean the defense was bad, and Jalen Carter's not having a good year. He'll probably still get a blank check at the end of it, but he's not having a great year.
See, I don't feel as bad. I'm encouraged still by the passing game the last 2 weeks.
That's what's crazy is there's been real stretches where, last night they had a sequence, 17 yards to AJ, 16 yards to Devontae, 17 to Dotson, 10 to Goddard, in a row. And when they're executing, they can still look great. And that's the hope is that they can put it together. But, to bring the Phillies back, you become who you are, in the playoffs over the regular season, and they're a sloppy team right now. Yeah. And that's my concern is that they're going to put this together, and then come playoff time, there'll be a personal foul. There'll be a Jalen hold. These problems these bad habits that they're getting, I'm worried are going to stick for the whole year, and then that's what's going to hurt them.
You know what I'm most worried about? The vibes.
100% agree.
That's what I'm most worried about. I'm worried about the vibes around the offense and AJ with Jalen in this passing game. Because that's what's going to sink this team ultimately. You got two of the most prominent players on the team, and if there's any tension there or they're not on the same page, other people can feel it. The offense sort of suffers from it. We got a first-year coordinator under pressure to get him the ball and all this other stuff. Whereas if everybody's on the same page and everybody's pulling in the same direction, at least I know we all are trying to achieve the same thing.
Well, and then
it just doesn't feel like that to me.
There was more. So AJ after the game, it was funny. They asked him. I don't know who asked him about Kevin Patullo.
That was me.
And he was glowing.
Yeah.
Kevin Patullo's doing a great job. Blah 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 blah. Then they ask him about the meeting, the Saquon. He laughs and says, "You'll have to ask them about it." I think he just didn't want to talk about it. But then Twitter again this afternoon from AJ, just to clear this up, there was not a meeting or a sit down. I said I don't recall because it got painted like there was tension and Say had to step in. That's not true. I was walking to my car, saw them, and I stopped to talk, nothing more. So yeah.
Here's
okay.
So
what you got on that?
All right, so I talked to Saquon last week. Like I think what they're pushing back on is the idea that it was a team meeting. I don't think they want this painted as, and when I say they, I mean like the three of them.
As some sit down.
As some like they're up in room 302 on the second floor with the door shut talking. Now
that's how it was painted.
That's how it was painted, right?
Yeah,
so I think that's
a couple hours.
Yes, exactly. So I think that's where they're pushing back on it.
Right.
I mean, I think they all are acknowledging it happened. Now, talking for a few hours outside, honestly, like I view it almost more as a positive now. If he was actually, let's take him at his word. He was walking outside. He saw Jalen and Saquon, and he stopped and talked to them.
Yeah.
I actually think that's a great sign. Like,
yeah.
For as much as we think Jalen and AJ don't talk.
That's not a great sign, Eliot.
Well, it's a great sign given the circumstances.
Well, no, because the substance matters. Like, what did they talk about? Did we walk away feeling good? Did we bro hug?
I'm just happy they talked. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, but was it a productive talk is the whole point. If they still walked away feeling the same way, then what does it matter?
That's a good point.
It really doesn't matter. I'm not saying they don't ever speak to each other, but there is a feeling around them that they don't have to do anything other than communicate at the bare minimum.
Agreed.
Say hello. Give me the play out of the huddle, break. Like that's the feeling I get from AJ. Like, did you talk after the play? Nope. Like, are you guys doing any extra studying? Nope.
Yep.
Well, I talked to him when
Devontae, we talk in the meeting room.
Yeah. Like, it seems like it's at the bare minimum, and that doesn't, to me, foster a healthy winning atmosphere, a culture. That's all I'm saying is that these guys are so important to the temperature that's in the room, that if they are off, everybody else feels it, even though nobody wants to say anything about it, and it shows up on the field. I don't know. Maybe he's missing Devontae. I don't know how much work are they doing after practice. Like, how much work is getting done after practice, extra reps, deep balls? I don't know. He missed AJ on the deep ball. Did they work on it the next 3 days? If we run this play again, you know what I mean? Like if you're trying to get things fixed, you're doing the extra things together to get them fixed, not just trying to basically sweep it under the rug and say, well, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Well, that's what we heard Travis Kelce say about what he and Mahomes do. If they miss it, that's the first thing. Well,
especially because we know they're hard workers.
Yeah.
But what I would say, too, to your vibe thing, I actually thought a great example of what the problem with the vibes are was across the sideline last night. I don't know how good Jackson Dart is. I don't know if he'll end, whatever. I know watching last night, he helped the vibe of the Giants last night. Since he's gone in, has upped their play. They believe in him. He celebrates with people. There is a feeling with that Giants team I have not seen in a long time. Jalen is not doing that for the Eagles right now, and AJ is involved in that as well. To me, they looked like a Super Bowl hangover team last night, playing a team that was young, hungry, motivated, fast. The vibe with the team, to your point. Yes, exactly. And I think it starts at the top. And you saw that with Jackson Dart.
And let me make this clear. I'm not blaming either one of the guys. I'm just telling you what my observation is. I don't know who's at fault and who should initiate.
Well, blaming them together.
Yes, I'm blaming them together. Right. I'm blaming them together. Like, this is a collective thing here. We saw this in 2020. The Wentz thing.
Yeah.
Wentz, the vibe is off. Nobody, you know what I mean? I'm not saying any one of them are at the Wentz level, but the point is that it was clear that the vibe was off with him in the locker room, and it affects everything else. That's 100%. All I'm saying. They got to get that fixed. Until they get that fixed, they're not. They may win games just on sheer talent, but being a championship team,
the scheme thing is so secondary right now to what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not happening.